So what were your impressions of Pacquiao, though? Did you come away feeling like, did it change anything about what you think of the fight and his chances?
I'm going to be honest and transparent.
Awesome.
Right?
Yeah.
It's something that you guys should all know about fighters. Most fighters, not me, but most fighters have what I call the company lines. Mm-hmm. Now, every fighter has the company line of lying and saying that this was the best camp I've ever had. That's a company line. It usually be the worst camp you've ever had, or sometimes it'd be the worst camp you've ever had, and the company line simply becomes, oh yeah, this was the best camp I've ever had. And saying all that to say, while Manny's saying things like, I'm still fast, I'm still quick, I'm still strong, I play basketball and I've been training every day since I retired, and you know, I was really sad when I retired and it's been 4 years and I'm still hungry and I want to come back. You're saying to me everything that I would expect a 46-year-old man of your caliber to say. But how much of it, I know you believe it, but how much of it are you actually going to be able to execute? And I think that that's one thing about faith. You may have faith in something, but if you can't execute tackling that guy, if you can't execute running that 100-yard sprint, then you can't execute it. As much as you have faith that you can. And so I'm really trying to, based on what the interview that I did with him just yesterday, I can't really pinpoint how good are you now, really. Your abilities, how much have they declined and regressed, you know? And it's what we say, time is undefeated. Mm-hmm. Time is undefeated for a reason, you know what I mean? So it's hard, it's really hard, especially when you have a minute to talk to him and he's just, the energy is just what it always is, you know what I mean? He's just
a vibrant person. He could put a smile on your face.
He's without being vibrant, though. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, without being this...
extra.
Yeah. You know what I mean? And so, I had people asking me yesterday what I thought about that fight specifically, and I'm like, I don't know. I think in a lot of ways, it's a 50-50 fight.
Ew.
You call me crazy.
What? You're crazy.
You call me crazy, but it's... So let me speak on what we...
Calm it again. Go ahead.
Crazy. Let me speak on what we know.
I just thought it was funny he said it.
Let me speak on what we know. We know that the power is the last thing to go, right? And we know that Manny has always shown debilitating power with anyone who's right there in line for it. Is that not what Mario Barrios does?
Manny also, at the end of his career, was not a killer anymore.
Yeah.
People don't talk about that.
He went without a knockout for about a decade.
Yeah, he lost that
I tried to get him. Remember, he used to always say, "I'm just doing my job." I tried to get him to say it yesterday. He didn't. He wasn't having it. He wasn't. He didn't. He was saying that like, "I'm gonna hurt you, but I'm just doing my job." He ain't there no more. He ain't been there in a long time.
Yeah, you could say that. You're 46 years old. I was waiting for shout out to Mario Barrios supposed to come in, but
yeah, I'm sorry, y'all. Like I
even
told
had your
producer,
water bottle with your name on it.
Yeah,
initials MB.
I spoke to Mario specifically, personally, one-on-one, face-to-face, 3 times. And he said he was going to come. Listen, things happen. It's Sunday morning or afternoon now, no telling. So,
hey, don't get mad at Sean. We have a producer. If you haven't seen our producer, get on him. This is not Sean's fault.
But go ahead. What were you going to say, though?
You said that he's always right there. Didn't he, when he was with Virgil Hunter, didn't he angle off on Tank early in that fight well?
Yeah.
So maybe he can do, I don't know.
The style different, though. Even though they're two southpaws, the style is different.
Who's he with?
Now,
he's
trained Bob Santos.
Yeah, Bob Santos. Yeah. And you know Bob.
Yeah. Shout out to Bob. It's crazy, man. And it's like the difference. Like, I would ask Mario, do you ever think you was going to fight Manny Pacquiao one day? When you started boxing, his first pro fight, he was 18 years old, fighting in 2013.
Yeah.
Pacquiao was 34, fighting Brandon Rios.
Uh-huh.
It's just like I guess it's always about dreaming big. Like, what's the trajectory of you guys ever meeting?
They're basically 16 years apart from one another.
Yeah.
And You got to go become a member. I asked him all of that.
Oh, okay.
And, I'm gonna do my thing.
Yeah.
So I asked him all of that, and he gave me a really good interview.
Okay.
Had a lot of good things, obviously, to say about Manny. But the thing I liked about Mario, I'm trying to think of where we saw this recently, because I feel like this happened recently, where somebody was giving their opponent a lot of respect, and then it actually showed up in the ring. I don't remember now.
Jermell Charlo and Canelo.
Maybe.
Jermell usually ready to knock an MF out, and then Canelo, none of that was there, and
Yeah.
it showed in the fight.
Yeah. Well, Mario, even though obviously he knows everything about Manny, he's like, yeah, but I'm here.
Did you feel that from him?
I asked him, I said, hey, man, listen, you fighting a 46-year-old Hall of Famer going into the Hall of Fame this coming week. You're the underdog. Kind of is what it is. Who you want to talk about first, him or you? He said,
He's the favorite, though.
He said, me.
He opened as a big favorite.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
He said, me. I was like, all right, bet. We're going to talk about you first, So there's a sense of confidence of, I don't care who he is, what he did. I don't care how little I was watching him do what he did. I'm here now,
Confidence. That's the X factor here for Barrios.
Yeah.
It's not just that he's fighting Manny Pacquiao at 46. It's the legend, the mystique of getting in there with Manny Pacquiao. He can't be too respectful, too in awe.
I love that, because you can fall into the mystique, right? And I think that's going to happen. I think he's going to get hit with a left hand. Don't fall into the mystique of that's what I've seen time and time again, and that's what he's known for, and that's what we trained against, and we said we weren't going to do. Just stay poised, stay confident, and let it be what it is what it is. I got caught, it is what it is, and keep moving with it.
Because Pacquiao early is going to have something in those first few rounds. And if you freeze up against it a little bit, you don't keep your composure against it, it's going to give him even more. Now that 3 or 4 rounds, it's going to give him an extra round or 2. And then now you're behind, and now this veteran just has to manage the second half of the fight, and you're in trouble,
I feel what you come from. I feel like the first 5 rounds is the most important. Make him feel you, body work, make him feel you all for the first 5.
And Antt, what did I tell you about Manny? And I told both, I said, Manny got to start fast.
Yeah.
I talked to Manny, said he want to start fast. Yeah. He said he know he got to start strong.
That's what won him the Thurman fight.
Yeah.
By the time Thurman got into his rhythm and started landing hard punches, he was way behind.
He have nothing to.
And Manny just kind of had to manage the second half and find just one spot to take it home. And,
What advice would you give Mario Barrios going into that fight? Like, looking past the legend and everything. You went to the camp when I'm pretty sure when you pulled up the camp, you're like, damn.
Do you have to do mental gymnastics and like find a way to build animosity towards the guy or something? Like, what do you have to do to make sure you're not too
competitive nature, right?
Yeah.
I'm not ashamed to say this. When I went to LA to basically audition to get in the ring with Manny Pacquiao, I didn't even know who Manny was. I think I said this before.
Well, that's a blessing
on the show.
Yeah, that's a blessing.
Right? So before we went over to the
Mario
Philippines,
knows who he is.
Right. Before we went over to the Philippines, my dad was like, you better watch some YouTube videos and see what you get in the ring with. And even though I watched YouTube and all that kind of stuff, it wasn't the same. The first time I met Manny, it was just like, it was this weird, odd shock of not even being a fan of his. And it was like just seeing his, what he had done.
This the guy?
It was like just this surreal thing. Yeah. It took me probably 4 sparring sessions for me to really see, like, okay, I got his speed, I got his rhythm, I know what he's gonna do. And again, you don't get to do that on fight night.
Right.
You get one chance on fight night.
Right.
And I don't know who you can bring in that has the same speed, the same rhythm, the same quickness.
That's not the same when you face Sean.
I know.
Okay, y'all get too hype right now. Okay? You see what happened to Mike Tyson.
Hey, listen. He ain't that old.
That boy ain't that
and he been active, and he ain't that big either.
Yeah, but it's a problem for him in this fight. Foreman and Hopkins, right? They made adjustments to become the oldest champions ever. Yeah. Foreman changed, totally different style than he was when he was younger. Yeah. Bernard even in his 40s was different than Bernard. The Bernard that beat up Tito was not the Bernard that was beating Pascal and becoming champion at 46, 47. Manny, when he says, I asked him, I said, are you the kind of guy that someone has to stop you? One of these fighters has to put you away out of the sport, or you just won't stop until someone makes you stop. And he's like, look, if I don't have the speed anymore, then I'll accept it, right?
Yeah.
Think the first thing he goes to is his speed, right? And it's like at 46, man, I don't know if you could rely on the same stuff that you somehow summoned it at 40 against Thurman.
Yeah.
Right? Every great fighter has one great fight left in him. That had to be it, you would think. So, but that's a problem. Can he do you see him making an adjustment to his style? He has slightly over the years. Slightly, but
no, I don't even think he's made an adjustment to his style. I think he's slowed down. I think he's lost that, not really, I guess I could say he's lost that killer instinct. And I think for him, the way he has a machine, that machine is kill. And when that kill switch comes off, you just become like an ordinary machine that's just better than your opposition. You know what I mean? So that's what I think. There's not a true adjustment to his style. I think he's just, that kill switch has been turned off.
I got an early prediction for the fight. I think, and we got time to change our picks.
Absolutely,
because things happen. I think there's going to be a moment early in this fight where it actually looks like Pacquiao's going to do this thing.
Yeah,
and then Father Time.
That raggedy card's starting to break.
Damn.
Why y'all keep skipping over Ugas? Ugas stood right in front of him and beat him. People, why y'all not talking about it? Ugas was not slipping, moving, Cuban style. It was, we're here. I'm gonna beat you. And Ugas beat him. Why y'all skip? Why nobody talking about that? Is Ugas slippery?
Well, check the episode. We talked about it. August, whatever it was, 2021.
I keep hearing Thurman like he ain't fight Ugas. Shout out to Ugas last night. I'm sorry what I did to you.
Right.
I apologize. I did something really foul to Ugas last night.
I mean,
I hope he make it to the bell. That's what I can hope. I don't want to see a legend.
It's
like
Barrios' job to not let him get to the
exactly.
What Barrios' job here for us, not for him, he just wants to win the fight. But for us is send him home. If unless by some miraculous happenstance, Pacquiao can summon something, just still be a special fighter at 46. But if Pacquiao is close to a shell of himself, 50% of himself. Send him home, Mario. Send him home.
Body work and stop this old man.
I think that's what it's going to take for him to stop.
Body work?
Fighting.
Fighting.
Yeah.
Yeah, having that sense
your question,
of,
I think that's the true answer. I don't think that there's very many fighters that will believe the truth that I'm not as fast as I used to be. Kind of impossible for you at 46 to be as fast as you used to be.
Kind of impossible.
Kind of impossible. I'm not as quick as I used to be. I'm sorry, but that step just ain't what it used to be. Especially when you don't have the same people that were training you 10, 15 years ago. This stuff just ain't the same. You've been out of the ring for 4 years, which means even though you've been playing ball and doing some other sports and staying active in the gym and things of that nature, you still haven't like a gold watch in the drawer. That gold watch in the drawer, and you ain't going in there wiping it off every day. That thing's still gonna be dusty. Don't matter. You look at it every day. You look at it every day, ain't changing it. You looked at boxing, but you didn't actually get in the ring and take your body to that level that it's been used to performing at for so long. You got some cobwebs, you know what I mean? And some things just are going to be how they are.
Will Barrios deliver? Will he, or will the moment be a little too big for him?
No, I will say this: the moment is not going to be too big for Mario Barrios. Mm-hmm. This is his third or fourth pay-per-view now.
Yeah, he's been on some big shows.
So, of course, it's just that mystique. I don't think he's going to fall into that mystique. He really does embody the Azteca. You know what I mean? He really does, There's a lot of people, I'm a warrior. Like, he does. He's shown me that he's a warrior. I've counted him out in a couple of fights, and he just shows up and does what he does.
I'll definitely take Mario Barrios by a knockout. But why? As I sit here and think about it, Sean said this before, too. As a ref going into that fight, this is Manny Pacquiao. You're old. This is a big young lion. Manny, I can't let you get hit too many times on his ropes, bro. I'm going to get up in here and that's what I see. I hope nothing like that, because I know Manny will be like, don't, and smile. I just don't want to see Manny. I just don't want to see Manny go out bad. But Mario Barrios is not his job to what I don't want to see.
I think there's a good chance Barrios does enough to send him home. But Pacquiao, particularly early, has a respectable performance that he could be proud of.
First five?
Yeah. I think.
Real quick, I had just text from Mario Barrios. I do want to read this. I'm going to let y'all know that I ain't playing no games.
He said it's because of the guy on the show. I don't like
He
that.
said he got busy. He has family in town that was leaving today. He's busy. He got family in town that's leaving today, so he just wasn't able to make it today. Maybe we'll get him in a week or so. He's special too. You know, he believes in everything that he's got. He believes in his size. He believes in his skill set, and the list goes on. I think it's gonna be a good fight.
I said
I don't think this is a reach.
I was in the presser yesterday, showing up pessimistic, ready, and I asked Manny a lot of tough questions.
You gonna use that word again?
Cynical.
Wallace.
Negative.
Nancy. You want me to keep going?
What's it? One more.
Two. You said one.
One. Okay, got it. So I go in there and I asked Manny some tough questions, and there was energy in the room between Zoo and Fundora and between Manny and Barrios. I said, this is gonna actually turn out to be a pretty good night of boxing. Okay. So I walk away. I still think Barrios is gonna win, but a little less cynical about the fight.
I got 70-30, 50-50.
I got 50-50.
I think 70-30. I'm with you, Antt.
Okay.
On Barrios.